Today, something unusual is happening inside offices around the world. The very technology that was supposed to make work easier, faster, and more efficient is now facing silent resistance. According to recent data, nearly 80% of white-collar workers are refusing to adopt AI tools, even when their companies are mandating it. This is not loud protests or strikes. This is something quieter, but far more powerful: a workplace rebellion. Let's break this down in simple terms. Over the last 2 years, companies have invested billions into artificial intelligence. From chatbots and automation tools to AI copilots integrated into everyday software. Leaders believed, I would revolutionize productivity. In fact, around 70% of companies are already using AI in some form. Yet, surprisingly, most are not seeing meaningful productivity gains. And here's where the story gets interesting. Even though AI tools are widely available, employees are not using them. In some cases, up to 85% of workers barely interact with the AI tools their companies paid for. That is a massive gap between investment and real-world usage. And this gap is now turning into resistance. So why are workers pushing back? First, there is fear. Many employees believe that the more they use AI, the more replaceable they become. Studies show that around 43% of workers expect AI to lead to job losses within 5 years, and a significant portion already feel their own roles are at risk. Second, there is frustration. Employees often say that AI tools do not fit into their workflows. Instead of making work easier, they sometimes add complexity. In fact, many workers complain that AI tools solve problems they don't have, while creating new ones. Third, there is a major disconnect between leadership and employees. Executives are optimistic about AI, but workers are skeptical. In one survey, 76% of executives believed employees were excited about AI, but only 31% of workers actually felt that way. This gap in perception is critical. It shows that AI adoption is not just a technology problem. It is a human problem. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Historically, every major technological shift has faced resistance. When computers were introduced, many workers feared job losses. When the internet arrived, companies struggled to adapt. But over time, these technologies created more jobs than they destroyed. The same pattern may play out with AI, but we are currently in the uncomfortable middle phase. Right now, AI is powerful enough to disrupt work, but not mature enough to fully replace human expertise. For example, research suggests that only about 6% of jobs are at high risk of elimination in the near term, even though many more tasks can technically be automated. This creates uncertainty. Employees see the potential of AI, but they also see its limitations. They are being asked to trust tools that are still evolving, while also worrying about their own job security. And that is a difficult position to be in. Another important factor is lack of training. More than half of workers report that they have received little to no guidance on how to use AI effectively. Without proper training, AI becomes intimidating rather than empowering. Imagine being told to use a powerful tool without knowing how it works. Instead of increasing productivity, it creates stress. This is why many workers are quietly resisting, not because they hate technology, but because they don't trust how it is being implemented. Now let's talk about what this means for businesses. Companies are realizing that simply forcing AI adoption does not work. In some extreme cases, organizations have even fired employees for refusing to use AI. But that approach comes with risks, including low morale and talent loss. More importantly, AI adoption is turning into a retention issue. Employees who feel ignored or pressured are more likely to leave. In fact, a growing number of workers are already considering quitting due to dissatisfaction with how AI is being introduced in their workplace. So what is the solution? Experts suggest that companies need to treat AI adoption as a change management process, not just a software rollout. This means involving employees in decisions, providing proper training, and clearly explaining how AI will help, not replace them. Because here is the reality. AI is not going away. In fact, many industry leaders believe that AI will eventually transform most white-collar jobs, especially in fields like finance, law, and software development. But transformation does not mean elimination. It means evolution. Jobs will change, skills will shift, and workers who adapt will have a significant advantage. At the same time, those who resist completely may face long-term challenges, because while the current resistance is real, the long-term direction of technology is clear. AI will become a standard part of work, just like email, spreadsheets, and the internet did before it. So what should you take away from this? First, the AI revolution is not just about technology, it is about people. Second, resistance is a natural part of any major shift. It does not mean AI will fail. It means the transition needs to be handled better. And third, the biggest opportunity lies in understanding AI, not avoiding it. Because in the future, the most valuable workers will not be those who compete with AI, but those who know how to work with it. In conclusion, what we are witnessing right now is not the rejection of AI. It is a signal that the way AI is being introduced needs to change. The companies that listen to their employees will succeed. The ones that don't may face a much bigger problem than low AI adoption. They may lose their workforce. And for workers, this moment is a turning point. Adapt, learn, and evolve, or risk being left behind in one of the biggest technological shifts of our time. This is not just about AI. This is about the future of work itself.